Mm. All right, beautiful afternoon here. It is presently 12:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on March 1st, 2023. For some odd reason, my lighting is jumping around, looking crazy. But I'm gonna try not to trip about that too much here and make this really quick. So, phenomenal day, phenomenal day. We have quite a few updates at the Empress Black Network at empressblack.com. We have several videos that, share the details. The Her Story Newsletter 9, which was released on Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is available in our Pretty Profitable Grooming private group at empressblack.com. It's available on Patreon, as well as on the Pretty Profitable Grooming YouTube channel. So check that out there. Also, A Mentally Elevated Morning Experience, episode 41, 42, and 43. That is from Monday, Tuesday, and today, Wednesday. I had to do a pre-recording for today's episode, but the message was still there. I did not share that on our Empress Black Facebook page, in which I normally do. I was just feeling like this one was more for our followers and supporters. So with that being said, now is a phenomenal time to become a Black Card supporter, especially if you're someone who has already been supporting the brand, whether as a client, as someone who loves our indulgence, all natural fruit drinks that are also nutritious, and we like to provide them with our services for our clients at the barbershop. So with that being said, it is that season here where the seasons are changing. We're moving into spring, and global warming got that happening a little bit earlier here in February going into March. I'm seeing pollen, a lot of it seems a little earlier to me, along with the 80 something degree weather consistently. But hey, I'm just going to make sure that I'm fueling my body with the right nutrition, as well as detoxing and cleansing and purifying it, with those great greens, the spirulinas, the wheatgrasses, the chlorophyll, the moringa, your sea mosses, for sure, for sure, for sure. Okay. And when we say practicing good hygiene, we mean, using the right products, to cleanse, our bodies, our temples, not really harsh soaps and detergents and whatnot, more or less. I like the Dr. Bronner soaps, when you dilute them, they are phenomenal for, just making a hot, warm, white washcloth, soaking it with, your favorite scents. I like the tea tree, I like the spearmint, I like the lavender, and just letting it just absorb in your face, and, just inhale and exhale, and, does some great things for your, your sinus cavities or your senses, just opens it all up, and, so much better than a trip to the pharmacy. From my perspective, but who am I? Who am I? All right, so I have a class coming up to jumpstart, to jump off my birthday week, next next Monday, in a few short days. March 6th, in the afternoon, we're going to have yes, I said the afternoon because I want to be clear on the time. And I know it's at 12, somewhere around there, but I'm not 100% sure what I put. So I'm going to just say, go check the website. I'm going to be on time for whatever time is on the website. I can pull it up real quick, just like this. March 6th, 12 o'clock p.m. Okay, Eastern Standard Time. Look and Learn Live, the Coils Starter Locks Edition. I am, going to talk about my experiences, behind the chair with starting locks, the different techniques that I've used, my personal favorites and why they're my personal favorites, the products and so forth that I like to use when caring for locks, in the maintenance process, but also in the beginning starting process to have a good, healthy foundation, for one's lock journey. So, why I, like to do consultations. I've known and met so many people with very unique lock journeys and interesting stories nonetheless, where you've cut them off and, want to reattach them. And, in many cases, a lot of people have cut their hair for different, work and job opportunities and, the impact that their hair has had on their careers, and being able to, grow and do certain things in life. I've heard lots of stories. So with that being said, it's been quite informative, I'm sorry, I'm looking at pollen on the floor over there. I'm like, Lord have mercy. I'm tracking pollen in the house. But yeah, with that being said, that distraction, sorry about that. The journey, the lock journey, the stories that I've heard, and, the testimonies I've received, from clients, and being grateful that they started their lock journeys and, never seeing their hair grow or, flourish as it did once they started their lock journey. So like I said, you'll get all of that, but we'll also get, some dialogue from the actual hair model or hair models that I have present. I'm looking for some people who, I actually may have started their lock journey or, early on became their loctician or natural hair care specialist. And, they saw differences in their hair when they started coming to me. So I want to get the stories from the actual clients, more than just me talking about how great, other people say that I am. I'd rather you hear from them, All right, so that's what we're going to do with that. I think that's it for now. Now I'm going to do a quick reading, a quick love reading, because I've been holding on to this beautiful rose quartz crystal that I purchased from Orion's Oracle 5D, the Broad River, Columbia, South Carolina location. Yeah. I love that store. I got that rose quartz crystal from there. And a couple of my newer decks as well. All right, so a mentally elevated morning experience usually gets shared on, like I said, Facebook, on our Empress Black page, and on our mentally_elevated Instagram page. But because I pre-recorded it, it's only available to our supporters on the website and our followers on, YouTube. So follow us on YouTube at Pretty Profitable Grooming. Also, I'm trying to make sure that I cover everything, Yeah, we'll be back going live tomorrow morning. A Mentally Elevated Morning Experience, episode 44. And yeah, follow us on Facebook, Pretty Profitable Grooming, YouTube. And that's it. All right. All right, Long Bubby Susie, number 19, Shame. It's a shame. Nana Baluka, Seasons, number 1. All that wisdom. I think that is the primordial mother. Yes, yes, yes. The great I am that I am, the Most High. And then we have Mabuya Nehanda, Radical Rebirth, number 5. Okay. Alchemy, Queen Nefertiti, number 38. Look at her. All this grace, all this beauty, all this beauty, all this grace. Yes. Every time I see this card, it makes me think of Tiana Taylor, the art. That video, this is love, this is love. That video most definitely matches the energy in this card. The change that is needed, the radical change, I mentioned in the Mentally Elevated Morning Experience for today, episode 43, that the need for back to the basics, back to basics, reconnecting with Mother Earth, nature, divine feminine is a must. It's like non-negotiable. Because with us, having Nefertiti, Queen Nefertiti crowning her, this alchemy, the mothers of life, the mothers of creation, create storms, the elements, the moon, the tides, as within, our individual temples as without in the world. Whether it's the offspring that we produce and nurture or not nurture. And by not nurturing that which you produce, this is the byproduct. Foolishness. Embarrassments. Shame, We're not judging. We're correcting. There's a difference. With that being said, the Modern Witch Tarot deck, I don't grab this one that much, but, it only goes. We're not judging, we're correcting. There's a difference. The King of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The Two of Cups. Everything is fine. I think this is my first time ever getting this card, and that's the one that's on the cover of the box. The card that's on the cover. The Three of Wands. And the Nine of Pentacles. Yes, honey. Come through. The Seven of Wands. Oops. The Four of Cups. The Nine of Wands. The Two of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, with that melanated hand from the Most High, the Creator. The source of all good. The King of Wands crowning the Seven of Wands. I'm hearing somebody is clearing somebody's name. This looks like a bunch of slander, gossip, he say, she say, you know, type of energy. And someone, you know, like, nah. Everybody calm down. You don't know me like that. That's what she's saying to the people, you know, with their comments, opinions, suggestions. That's unnecessary. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing. That's what those wands coming from the bottom are. And she's blocking them, as she should, you know, especially with somebody that is self-aware, in alignment with source energy, very creative. And working with the right people, under the right leadership. A King of Wands. I'm hearing mind your business. Somebody somewhere need to possibly, you know, mind their business. The Two of Cups with the Four of Cups, you know, this to me look like fake friends gathering to do what fake friends do together, you know. And there's potential that some life experiences, some recent experiences are challenging this energy to see the truth of who they are and who they are connected with, and be honest with themselves as to whether or not these connections, you know, have any substance, have any value, any meaning. If they're nurturing, if they are balanced, you know, if they basically are reciprocal, you know. Are these my real friends or not, is what this energy is saying. And with that being crowned with shame, everyone that comes into your life isn't going to always have, you know, your best interest at heart. Some people don't care about that type of stuff. You know, that's just not within them, their DNA and who they are, to care about those types of things. So with that, you know, that's how we learn that, when, you know, you have that life experience, or, you know, someone else has that life experience and they teach you about that and you recognize it before you have to go through it. Either way, that's a real thing. So when you are a person who has gone through that, you know, it's not healthy or necessary to beat yourself up about it, be, you know, ashamed or embarrassed, you know, for being human, for giving people or someone the benefit of the doubt, you know, to be, you know, a good person and have a good heart like yourself, you know, if you're that person that resonates with this message. But what this is saying is, you know, there's always an opportunity to grow, learn, evolve, mature, seek wisdom from, you know, mature, wise, fruitful, nurturing, loving women, you know, feminine energy. Preferably those within your actual family tree, I'm hearing. And I say that because, you know, life is real and everyone doesn't have the fortunate, you know, access to, you know, a mother, their own mother, their birth mother, or, you know, grandmothers or aunts and so forth, because of displacement and, you know, just all kinds of, you know, life experiences that people go through in which they disconnect from their birth family or parents. So in those instances, you know, God usually gifts, you know, those people, those children in some instances, you know, angels, and or a loving person. You know, one guardian angel is worth a million people, you know, in its weight in gold, you know. So with that being said, you can be a guardian, but to be a guardian angel it's not the same. It's levels. I'll say that. There's levels. So with that being said, learning from at least one wise person that you can trust to guide you and teach you and show you the way, you know, from a place of experience with your best interests at heart. A coach, a mentor, you know. And the reason why I keep it as simple as a coach or a mentor versus a pastor, a priest, a minister, or, you know, one of those type of titles, because, you know, life experience also teaches you that, you know, titles don't make people. You can have a title, you know, of a respected, you know, title, and not necessarily, you know, embody that energy and live in, you know, alignment with that title. So with that being said, you know, a everyday person, when I say a coach, like that coaches a high school team of some sort. You know, I've met, you know, really solid everyday people that do some of the simple hands-on community type of engagement work, you know, development work, and they're so impactful, you know, because they're doing what they're called to do. They're living on purpose and making a difference with the small group of people, you know, usually children or students that they work with. So with that, you know, just because you have the title of, you know, politician such and such and such, or, you know, religious leader such and such, you know, it doesn't matter for me, you know, doesn't move me. It's the intent, the impact, and the love, you know. Is your heart in it? Okay. And the reason for that is because we have this. Everything is fine, the Nine of Wands. These are, I usually like to say young people and children because that is my focus, you know, because of the innocence, you know, and so forth of young people and children. But this is adults too. This is real life, what, you know, people are dealing with. Addictions to devices. I'm talking about, you know, social media, you know, phones, electronics, and, you know, you're talking to somebody here that most definitely uses, you know, electronics and so forth, and to run a business and build and grow a business and to create content and all that type of stuff. So, you know, I use them too. But what I'm getting here is, you know, how they're being used, you know, and the outcome of how they're being used for individual people, and how, you know, the individual people who mismanage them and misuse them and find themselves in this type of energy, you know, they have to go to work, go to school, go out into the world, the grocery store, you know, the whatever store, and I can't help but to say this example really quick. So earlier I had to go run an errand, auto maintenance related, and there was a lady in, you know, line at the register next to me, at the service counter, and she said, you know, I'm not trying to be a Karen this morning, but blah 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 blah, and I overheard that, and I was just like, damn, she just said that. I'm not trying to be a Karen this morning, but with that being said, this energy, you know, is a real thing. You don't want to be a Karen no matter, you know, what your complexion is either. All right, the Three of Wands with the Two of Pentacles. Especially if you have offspring, children, you know, that you've brought into this world that need you as a mother, as a woman to, you know, hold it all together, and, you know, making sure that you're not going to leave them out in this world alone, you know, to try to figure it out on their own is a real thing. So it's very much important, you know, to get to the bag, you know, to get your money, you know, to take care of your lifestyle, your bills, you know. But make sure that you're doing that respectfully and responsibly, you know, for you and your offspring, if you have them. And if you don't have them yet and you think that you might want some in the future, do it for them too. Because the decisions that we make today are going to impact and influence, you know, our tomorrows. We know that. That's the 1, 2, 3s, the ABCs. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Check out empressblack.com. Sign up for the Look and Learn Live. There's limited seating. I'm trying to fill every seat. This is jumping off my birthday week. They are, the tickets are $5, you know, donation based, you know. So if you want to give more than $5, you want to sponsor, you know, some people that will be interested in learning about, you know, natural hair from the back to the basics perspective, you know, starting locks, coils. I'll be answering questions, most definitely, sharing, you know, my favorite products, like I said earlier, and, you know, just trying to add value, you know, help some people learn some things that I've learned that could benefit them, you know, and their households. And, you know, if they want to care for other people's hair, they can learn from someone who has done it and who loves it, you know, and will always love it, you know, even when it gets on my nerves. Yes, I'm human, you know. Sometimes I have those days where I'm like, okay, but overall I love what I do, you know, behind a chair. So with that being said, if I have to cut my schedule back, you know, to make sure that I continue loving it and doing it with love, then I'll do that. If I have to require deposits to reserve my time, to make sure that people are respecting my time and not playing with me, I'll do that too, you know, to make sure that I'm loving behind the chair. All right? Of course, everyone's not gonna like or appreciate, you know, my delivery, my honesty, you know. But I ain't here for everybody either. I'm here for that 10 of cups, baby. Legacy wealth, legacy building, you know. If the earth is still here and my kids that I haven't even had the first one yet is going to be here on this earth, I want them to be on this earth, you know, living in royalty. Okay? All right. Till next time, peace and love.